Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to RFC Live. Oh my gosh. It has been so long since I've done this, and apologies for not being on camera today. Unfortunately, my webcam it broke. I mean, I hate to say it, but that's really what happened. All things will be fixed by Christmas, since I'm getting a new webcam on Christmas, and it'll actually be a lot better because the new webcam will actually be in 60 FPS. So that's going to be a cool, spicy upgrade. Let's go ahead and bring ThatCubeGamer in. I'm going to go ahead and open my Discord and just unmute myself. Derek, you here?
Hello.
Yo, we're live. So welcome everyone. Let's check out the chat. Who's here? We got Thomas, Sanok, Derek, Jerry. That's actually Pizzazz, if you guys don't know, one of the original co-founder Red Fox Toms right there. David's here. What's up? I was watching Tommy C. Love Phones. That's right. This is better than Tommy C. Love Phones because today we're going to be talking about something that's way better than love and relationships, the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah. Best console. Best current day console, at least.
Let me fix the audio real quick. I imagine Derek just ear blasted everyone. How's it going now? Are the levels? Are they like equal between me and Derek?
Hopefully. If not, this will be
yeah. Let me fix that. Okay, there we go. Should be good. Super Mario Serial good. The first YouTuber I've ever seen do a review live. Review as in we're going to be reviewing the year, not reviewing the console itself.
Yeah.
But anyway, I hope you guys do enjoy this. This is gonna be a lot of fun. Okay, can you mute me for real? Let me get into my closet and I'll talk for real. No. All right, let's get right into this. So, the Nintendo Switch is technically not a year old. I'm already anticipating comments like, "Oh, it's not been a year yet" or something. But let's be real. It's Christmas. All the big games that were going to come out for the Switch in the first year came out already. So now would be a better time than any, like right before the holidays, to just talk about it and talk about how this first year was and what they can do to improve. So let's talk about how we got the Switch. So Derek got it day one, right?
Yep. I pre-ordered it, got lucky and got myself a pre-order. Basically what happened for me was that I was actually probably going to wait till either my birthday or Christmas to get the Switch. But I came in super lucky, and I had recently got the new 3DS for Christmas, and my 2DS wasn't needed anymore, basically. Unless I hacked it or something like that, but honestly I wasn't going to get much use out of that. So I decided to trade it into GameStop towards a pre-order for the Switch and Breath of the Wild, along with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe whenever that was to come out. So basically, at first I was just going to do a bunch of like work just to get the money, and then eventually that kind of blew just in my face and didn't happen. So the rest of the money was paid off for me, and I was able to get the Switch pretty much.
Well, I really lucked out with getting the Switch because, as you guys know, I'm always like, I barely can afford the games, right? How did I get myself on the console? And to that, we had an old computer, an old Macintosh computer, just kind of lying around. And so I was like, hey, can I sell this and actually make some money and get a Switch? And my parents were like, go for it. Like, we don't care. And I'm like, great. So I sold it on eBay. Made enough of a profit on it to get a Switch, and I got the money, and I got the money a little after the Switch came out. I think it was like a few weeks after the Switch came out. I got enough money to get one, but unfortunately, you guys know I'm public about where I live, like to an extent. I live in Dallas, right? That's about as far as I'll go into detail. But you guys know. If you guys know anything about Dallas, you know it's a massive city. One of the biggest cities in the United States, actually. Like, over 1 million people are in here. And so, as a result, getting my hands on a hot item like the Nintendo Switch proved very difficult. And I found that out very quickly when I logged on to Amazon. And, well, actually, there's this website that will, like... a lot of people use it for getting an NES Classic. It'll, like, tell you different consoles that were available on like, different websites. And the Switch was just sold out on every website, every physical store around me. It was like the Nintendo Wii all over again. because
Yeah.
back when I wanted a Wii back in like 2007 or something, when I was like 6 or something and I really wanted the Nintendo Wii, and my dad had to struggle to like find one. Like they were just, and keep in mind, I won it in 2007. That was like a year after the Wii initially came out, and it was still nearly impossible to find.
Yeah, it took a little over a year for the Wii to even be able to, be found pretty easily,
Right, and with the Wii U, like I remember by the time the Wii U came out, I was kind of out in Nintendo and just console gaming in general, so I don't really remember what that was like. But I hear that the Wii U was kind of like that for like the first month, but then it kind of like died out.
Yeah.
So, but with the Switch though, like I was like, oh my gosh, this crazy, just like the Wii. Like, what happened? I'm so used to Nintendo being like constantly on the verge of like people saying, oh, Nintendo should go third party and stuff like that. And let's ban TWIP.
Wow.
Nah, I'm gonna server mute him. Boom. All right. So anyway, when I was talking about like with the Switch,
Wait, why had you been serving me?
well, how'd you unmute yourself? Get out of here. You're supposed to go in callers. All right. Anyway, yeah. So with the Switch, I saw something very similar to the Wii, where I was like, like dang, this is like really, it's really difficult to get a hold of one of these things. But a few months later, I was going into Best Buy, and as I was going into Best Buy, I saw there were no Switches, and I asked one of the guys there. I was like,
Why are we speaking about the Nintendo Switch? That's like the most irrelevant thing ever.
"Can you get out?"
Irrelevant YouTuber.
Well, so I was going to Best Buy, right?
Oh.
And so I talked to the guy there, and I was like, "So, what are you getting a hold of the Nintendo Switch?" And they were like, "Oh, we're gonna have the Nintendo Switch on Friday," which was about a week from now. So I was talking to my dad, and I was like, "Dad, we need to get the Switch. Like, Best Buy's gonna have it on Friday, and Best Buy's within like walking distance from my house." And so on Friday morning, because I don't have school on Friday, so I have like a 4-day schedule, and Friday's like the day I get off. And
Yeah.
so that morning we got up at like 7 in the morning, which I know for most of you guys is like nothing, but for me, being a privileged homeschooler at 7 o'clock is like early. Oh my gosh. But I got up at 7. We went to Best Buy. I sat out there with my coffee and my 3DS just playing games right outside the Best Buy. No one was inside, and it was the morning ever because I was so excited to get it, but at the same time I was so worried that like the guy was like lying or something just to get me to go to like the store like for business or something. But sure enough, by 10 o'clock they opened the doors. I rushed in, got myself a Switch, and set it up. It was like the best morning of my life. But yeah.
Well, you live a pretty sad life.
Yeah. Oh, come on. I mean, can you blame me though? Like a new Nintendo, like Nintendo's a big deal with me. So getting a new Nintendo console, it's like that's like it's not much about like getting the new Nintendo console. It's a lot about like just like the memories it brings. Cause like
Nintendo sent me a Nintendo Switch.
no, they didn't.
No, they didn't. Twip.
Yes, they did.
Come on. They would if you were like maybe like 500K.
Exactly.
They're not gonna send a 4K channel, a whole system.
Also, Twip, how'd you get in here?
Yeah, for real. I thought this was locked.
Oh, I don't know.
You bypassed the code.
Yeah, how did you get in? It was locked.
I hacked.
Pro hacker Twip.
Well, anyway, getting back on topic, the Nintendo Switch was a big deal when it came out, and sales for it didn't really seem to slow down at all. In fact, recently it crossed the 10 million mark in the first. It's not even been a year. Who banned Derek? Who banned Derek? Hello?
Hello?
Derek just got kicked out.
Huh?
What happened? TWIP, are you
Oh.
messing with my stream again?
I don't know. I think I got a call or something, and it just messed up Discord.
Well, let's stay on topic because this isn't gonna be that. This is gonna be that other stream. The last time I tried to do RFC live.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
ban Twip. Just kidding.
I'm this close to doing it, to be honest with you.
Ooh,
But
drama.
at this point,
All right.
like the Switch is a hot item, right? but how well did it really do? Like, considering like the games and like the features we got with it, Derek, how would you rate the first year of the Switch?
I know this might be just my Nintendo fanboy instincts kicking in into maximum overdrive, but personally, I'd say the Switch did a solid 10 out of 10 this year. And I know people are gonna be like, "Ha, yeah, right. You're just a Nintendo fanboy. Quit YouTube." I don't know. But
You already did.
I had to go on a hiatus. Shut up. But essentially, Nintendo really kicked it. Like, they really just did good this year. Like, with all the third parties coming back.
Kidding me. That's a
TWIP, you play Sonic Forces. Get out of here. Bad game.
Right, okay, no, let's discuss the Switch. So the launch games was a port from the Wii U, being Zelda, Bomberman, and 1-2 Switch.
Okay.
No. I think the Switch is a great launch for one reason, and this is really going to anger a lot of you guys, but it's Breath of the Wild. And I know you guys are going to be like, it's a Wii U port, but it came out on the same freaking day. It wasn't like it wasn't like Breath of the Wild was like a 2-year-old Wii U game, and they were like, "Hey, let's make it again, but for the Switch."
Look. I could. Okay, I'll agree with everyone here that the Switch launch wasn't the best thing in the world. Look, every console, their launches are terrible. The PS4 had a terrible launch. Xbox One had a terrible launch. All launches are pretty much terrible for every console. That there's no disagreeing with that.
That's still not an excuse.
But either way though, Nintendo still did. They still did do something right, and that was releasing Zelda on the Switch. Yeah, you could argue, okay, I could get this on my Wii U.
Right, okay. The 1 month after the Switch, what games came out?
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which is another Switch port. Oh yeah, that was it.
No, that was like at the very end of April.
Yeah, but still, that was still a month later.
That is quite literally a port.
But okay, listen. I know I'm saying it's a solid 10 out of 10, and you're gonna disagree with that. But personally though, it just, they kicked it out of the park with.
Hey, here's something David just said. He said Breath of the Wild is a Wii U game, so it's bad. David also says no one bought a Wii U though, which is I would say that's a valid argument, because a lot of people, even Nintendo fans, skipped out on the Wii U and experienced Breath of the Wild for the first time on the Switch. So for most people, and even the people who did have a Wii U, like me, that we didn't buy Breath of the Wild. Like, I didn't have the Switch until like 2 months after it came out. I didn't buy Breath of the Wild on the Wii U. I brought it on the Switch, which makes it a new experience for me.
I got Breath of the Wild early on the Wii U.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, there was the hack and stuff, but that's piracy, TWIP.
That's besides the point, though. You could call Breath of the Wild a Wii U port, but I'm going to be honest with you.
Here's how you would call Breath of the Wild a Wii U port. If Breath of the Wild came out 2 years or even 1 year ago, 6 months ago on the Wii U, and then they put it on the Switch again, that's a port.
Exactly.
But it came out on the same day on the Wii U as it did on the Switch.
Okay, listen here, though.
Originally a Wii U.
Okay, yes, it was originally a Wii U game, but
alright, Twilight Princess was originally a GameCube game.
Yeah, and that was a port. There you go.
Right.
Yeah, but
no,
all right.
It's a Wii game.
That was a port.
No, they came out on this. It was whether a game was developed for one system and then put on the other is irrelevant. The point is that the two versions of the game came out on the same day.
No, that's fine, but it's still technically a port.
Well, I just don't see how that doesn't make Breath of the Wild like a valid launch game for the Switch. I think it's quite possibly Breath of the Wild single-handedly makes a Switch launch a good launch. Like, not the best launch, but it does make it a good launch, because Breath of the Wild is a big, meaty game that people have been wanting for years, came out day one on Switch, so when you got a Switch, you already had a incredibly strong title. Like, with the Wii U, with the Wii U launch, what was, the biggest game? Mario Brothers U and Nintendo Land? Good games. Yeah. I enjoyed both of those games, but they're no Breath of the Wild. They're no Nintendo launched a brand new Legend of Zelda game on day 1. And I think that makes the Switch a good launch. It was a good game, a big game, a game people have been anticipating for a long time, a game that was announced years ago. Day 1, here you go on Switch. And yeah, you could buy it on Wii U, but...
And look, listen out here, because Breath of the Wild to me is a Switch game. I know it started on the Wii U, but honestly, in real life here, not people on the internet, but in real life, I only know one person with Breath of the Wild on Wii U. One person. And that's because he doesn't have the money for a Switch yet. So,
and you know what happens when he does get a Switch? He's probably going to sell his Wii U copy.
Probably.
Yeah.
He told me that he only got Breath of the Wild on Wii U is because he didn't have a Switch. So, look, whether you agree with me or not, whatever, but...
What I'm arguing is that the Switch launch was a good launch because of Breath of the Wild alone.
Exactly. Like, okay, yeah, you had these other games like 1-2 Switch game you shouldn't buy. It's still $50, I think, and you shouldn't buy it. But you had 1-2 Switch, you had Super Bomberman R, but Breath of the Wild was the main core essential to the Switch launch and was the factor to why a lot of people got the Switch on day 1, because Breath of the Wild is a meaty game. It took me maybe 50, 60 hours to beat, I'd say, and I'm still playing it like right now. I'm still playing it because there's still so much to do, you know, get all the shrines done, all the memories, even though I've done that. Like, you have so much to do post game that honestly Breath of the Wild is the perfect Switch game, you know, to play at launch, because it's just so long.
You know, here's an argument that a lot of people use against Breath of the Wild, which is that it didn't make use of any of the Switch's like features, like the Joy-Cons and stuff like that. But I'd argue it's a perfect game to show off for the Switch, because the biggest feature of the Switch is being able to take it on the go. And the fact that you could have such a massive, hyped game on the go, it perfectly showcases the Switch's true power. Because in docked mode, yeah, seeing this game in docked is no shock with consoles we have today. But in portable mode, can you imagine playing Breath of the Wild on the PlayStation Vita or an iPad? It just wouldn't happen. It really showcased the Switch's one of the most unique features of a console in a long time, portability, and it demonstrated that perfectly. Full 720p, which might sound bad, but keep in mind this is the screen itself on the Switch is small and only supports up to 720p, and it actually had fewer areas with lag than on the docked mode. So it wasn't like you were playing it at like 10 frames or 5 frames on the go, and it like drained the battery in like half an hour. It was fully it ran perfectly.
Exactly. Now,
so it not only was it a good game on launch, but it also perfectly showcased the Switch's true potential and its power.
Yeah, but like, all right, so getting on the topic of portability here, actually, and you know, visually how it looks, how games look in portable mode. There are some games, I believe Rocket League, I don't own it on Switch yet, but I believe Rocket League looks terrible on portable mode. But, and I know this is a terrible argument for this game specifically, and it's a game I don't play anymore myself, but I can't believe I'm about to say this, but Minecraft. Look at it on PS Vita. I've seen it on PS Vita.
It runs horribly.
It runs horribly. Now, a lot of people are going to say, oh, PS Vita's a better portable console because I'm up. But look, I know the game isn't graphically the biggest thing ever. It's Minecraft. Look, it's a game made for kids, and it's, well, graphically just...
I don't think it's made for kids. I think a lot of kids attracted to it, but there's nothing like that is directed towards children about Minecraft. It's basically it's basically like Legos, but with an 8-bit graphic style and survival aspects.
But not getting on the topic of Minecraft too much here. It just runs so much better on Switch, and that's because it's actually a really good portable console. It runs better than it does on PS Vita or 3DS, which, yeah, it's Minecraft. It doesn't look that visually stunning. It's not really a good game anymore either, but that's besides the point. The Switch can play all these games. Look at Doom on the Switch. I've only seen videos of it because I don't actually own it on Switch quite yet. But Doom on the Switch runs almost perfectly in portable mode. It just looks visually stunning in portable mode. Like, how can you not like this console?
People on Switch are sad that they didn't send me a free copy.
Wow.
All right. Well, I think we should move on to talk about the like we talked a lot about Breath of the Wild, but I think we should talk about the next like big game that came out after that, which was of course Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Oh my god.
Now, I can already tell TWIP's gonna be the contrarian of this and be all like, "Oh, it's a Wii U port. It's a poor excuse for a Mario Kart game. They should have made something original. They should have made something original."
Hey, Augie, reminder: he plays Sonic Forces pretty constantly, and that's got a lot of rehash. Rehash.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, honestly, right, I wouldn't have a problem with it if it added more new stuff. But
So you don't have a problem with the concept of taking an old Mario Kart game and remastering it, like?
No.
But what your problem is that they didn't do enough.
Okay. They may have not done enough in terms of stages for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, but you can't argue that they added more characters. You know, like the Inkling, King Boo, Dry Bones. You know, all that.
No, the characters were lame. Other than the Inklings, the characters were lame.
No, dude, you don't know how long I've been waiting for King Boo and Dry Bones to return.
Oh, come on, you gotta admit, those are fan favorite characters. Those are,
dude.
I think they could have gone more. I would agree that they could have gone more in depth with the characters, like bring Diddy Kong or Toadette or
Yeah.
Is Toadette in the game?
Definitely.
I don't know.
No, I think Toadette is.
Oh, okay. Well, people have been wanting to like Diddy Kong and like I'm sure there's other characters. It just can't come to my head, but I think like they already had so many character slots that adding adding basically like they had so many character slots already, like 30 already, that I think the Wii U one had 24, so they could have just add like 60 characters or something and just fill up the roster. They had to add like just a few that fans would really want.
I feel like they needed new race. They would.
Oh, new stages?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they needed new stages, but look, a lot of people, again, what Augie said earlier, a lot of people skipped out on the Wii, including Nintendo fans.
And even I'll go further and add to Derek's argument. A lot of people on the Wii U skipped on the DLC too.
Exactly. But listen.
Well, see, what Mario Kart 8 Deluxe did was they took the DLC that first off, a lot of people skipped the Wii U entirely, and even the people on the Wii U skipped out on the DLC. What Mario Kart 8 Deluxe did was they took all the DLC and put it in the game. So now, like, people who buy it, they got everything. And so, Ghost is an example, because Ghost didn't buy the Pack 2 DLC. He got to experience that for the first time on the Switch. So by that, it was new content for him. Now, I bought all the DLC, so there wasn't new stages for me, but I don't mind that because there's already so many stages already that really, like, I'm content. Me personally, I don't mind.
Yeah.
I feel like they added like maybe 8 new racetracks, and I would have been happy. 2 new cups.
2 new. Okay. I feel like that's like begging a lot though, because what you have in the game is 12 cups already, so you're asking for 14 cups. That's a lot.
Another argument that can be placed here is that look at a lot of other ports. A lot of other ports sometimes add like a few new things to it, but like in terms of the main game and like stages and such, they keep it relatively the same. They don't really add things to it unless it's like a character. So, like, what's the point in adding so many new stages if most people who are buying this never experienced Mario Kart 8?
TWIP. Actually, TWIP, they did add new stages in battle mode.
True. That does technically count. Technically counts, though. And look, but look, they even improved battle mode, because that sucked in Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U, but they actually improved.
Could have never been bad.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
The battle mode in the Wii U one, it shouldn't have been that bad to begin with.
Well,
right, but when they ported it to the Switch, though, they improved it. You have to admit that. And not only did they improve it, they made it one of the best battle modes in Mario Kart history. No. Okay, what's better?
64, Double Dash.
64, really?
Okay, I have a soft spot in my heart for 64's battle mode because I've only played it one time, and that one time I did was at a tournament at a convention. I signed up for Mario Kart 64 battle mode tournament, and basically, like, I was like, I believe I was like 13 at the time, and I had never played Mario Kart 64 in my life, and so I go up there and I win prelims, I win semis, and I'm in finals with this one other dude, and freaking. It was like the match lasted for like 15 minutes and I destroyed him and I like took first place and like won like $20. So I have a soft spot for that. But does 64 have I don't know, online? Does 64 have 10 stages? Does it have all these characters, all these fleshed out? Can you take 64? Can you take 64 to the bathroom? Can you take it in the car?
Yeah. You play it with an emulator.
Yeah, on a laptop.
Okay, so who whips out their gaming laptop to play Mario Kart 64?
Exactly.
Go on your Android.
Go on your... Freaking...
Yeah, have it run at, like, what, 15 frames?
Yeah, and plus you have touch controls. Do you know how clumsy that is?
Yeah, that's so clumsy. Like, playing phone emulators is just, ugh, terrible.
The only battle mode that stands a chance against 64 is, I think, I would argue Double Dash.
Yes, Double Dash.
Or sorry, the only battle mode that stands up against Mario Kart 8 Deluxe would be Double Dash, because that was a good battle mode.
DS.
I've never played DS.
Oh yeah, DS was really good too. Oh man, I just remembered.
What made DS so good?
Well, I don't think this was in battle mode itself, but mission mode in DS was really good. But it just had so much to do. I can't really.
Okay, if you, I will make an argument against Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. It should have had a mission mode.
Yeah, it should.
I mean, Mario Kart 7 should have because it's portable. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, they added so much. Like mission mode just seems like.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe had 8 new racetracks. I would have been happy and fine with it. But,
I just feel like you're asking for a lot because of what we got.
8 new tracks. That's only 2 cups. That's not a lot.
Yeah, but like.
I mean, okay. Compared to like most ports out there, people ask for way too much. Like a Super Smash Bros. Port on Switch, people ask for like, oh, every character that didn't make it in the Smash Wii U and all these stages to go along with it. That's too much. But I'll say that TWIP isn't asking for too much. But I'd say maybe 5 stages at most would be better instead of 8.
What, 2 new cups? That doesn't seem like that much.
Well, yeah, but I don't know. I'd say like, so maybe mini cups would be better.
Clearly,
you know, for
not that much for Nintendo either, because the DLC on the Wii U was so cheap. So clearly, it can't be that difficult to ask for.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you gotta look at this.
The battle tracks, all they did was reuse the same assets from the stages that were
Well,
already in the game.
yes, that's the point though. If you're gonna make new stages, it takes a while to model those things and get them into the game. It takes a while to get all that.
Right, Derek, but regardless of how long it takes, TWIP's arguing that they should have done it.
Well, yeah, they should have done it, but think about how much longer it would have taken for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe to actually happen.
Why? How?
Look,
I gotta defend TWIP on this one. They've got a whole team of people. I don't think it takes that long to make some new HD textures and models.
When was the last piece of DLC for Mario Kart 8?
On the Wii U?
2014, I believe, but
How
2015.
How could it take 2 years for a port?
Well, TWIP, they didn't start on Mario Kart 8 Deluxe right after the last DLC pack.
Exactly.
Usually they
The first time we saw Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was in October of 2016 when they first showed off the Switch, meaning it's been in development for like at least like a month prior. So I'd argue with TWIP, or I'd agree with TWIP on this point, which is that if it's been in development since September of 2016, then they had enough time to model some new HD textures, model some new, or make some new models.
Okay, like I know you guys like. Look, I'm not the pro game designer. Like I'm not a pro game designer at all, but I know how long it takes to model something with so much detail. Do you not see the detail?
Yeah. But Derek, you're a one-man team. Nintendo has a team of like experienced, like a lot of experienced people.
Even with the team, it doesn't take like a month just to model 8 new tracks. It takes a little longer to model.
But they had enough time.
They had enough time and resources, maybe. But look, they were trying to get this game out April, you know, a little bit after the Switch came out and a little after people got used to the thing. They wanted it to come out earlier. If you wanted more tracks and such, we'd probably have to wait for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe until June, July, which is when people would be getting kind of. I guess it'd be worth it. Yes, but for people who really wanted to experience Mario Kart 8 and just got the Switch and just had
they could have done the Splatoon thing and just be like, oh, we'll release these tracks at a later date.
Maybe they'll do. Look, you never know because DLC Pack 1 and 2 for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, or the original Mario Kart.
Guys, we've been running Mario Kart for a while. We need to get to other games. Let's talk about ARMS, because.
Oh, the game I'm playing right now. I'm actually playing that right now. It's actually not that bad. It's not that bad if you're playing with friends.
Here's my thing about ARMS, right? It's not $60, but it's still a ton of fun, and it's something that I would consider going competitive in. The core concept and gameplay is fun. There's just not enough modes to justify the price.
Exactly. I'll agree with that. It definitely is lacking.
Now, I'm not salty about the price because I got it for my birthday, so I didn't put a dime for it, but I'm saying if I had bought it, like if I had bought it with my money, I'd probably feel a bit ripped off.
Yeah, because okay, look, ARMS isn't a bad game necessarily, but it lacks in terms of modes. Look, at least Splatoon and Splatoon 2, which lacked in modes at launch, got the modes, you know, got a bunch of modes later on that actually justified your purchase. So, what is ARMS' excuse for not having these modes in there?
It was rushed.
Yeah, it comes down to being rushed.
Yeah, but that's not really an excuse. Well, I mean, I guess it is an excuse.
How long has ARMS been in development? Because it was first revealed in January, and everything it showed in January, it seemed to be like very close to completion. I failed to see how they didn't have enough time to add at least a few other modes. There's not even a story. There's not even a story mode in the game.
Exactly, it's just a classic.
And
Super Smash Bros. Classic mode style.
Seeing as the Switch is a portable console where you're not going to be connected to the internet for a lot, that's kind of sad because if you're on the Switch and you're on the go, like obviously you could use your phone at any point to connect to a hotspot, but that consumes a lot of data, so you probably don't want to do that a lot.
Exactly.
So, seeing as the Switch is going to be an offline console for a lot of use, that is, if you take it outside a lot, that's going to be a problem with when you have a game like ARMS that doesn't have a story mode. Like, the only way you can play offline is against bots, which is still fun. It can still help in training, but I'd rather a story mode or just something to keep me there.
Yeah,
because when I play ARMS, I only play online.
Exactly. The thing they need to do, they need to stop adding so many characters to ARMS and actually focus on adding new modes that are enjoyable. You know?
Yeah.
It's just
this was also a problem in Smash. Smash Bros had this exact same problem.
Well,
no, I disagree. Smash had a lot of modes. There was a ton of content in Smash 4.
No, but they focused on too many characters.
They did, yes. They focused on characters much more than modes. I'll agree with that. But you can't say that Smash Bros on Wii U didn't have a ton of modes because it did.
But
okay, look, you have classic mode. You've got Smash Tour, which isn't good, but still that's a mode. You've got the stage creator. You've got online. You've got tournament mode, which kind of stopped now, but that was an online mode. You have For Smash or For Glory, I mean. You have For Smash as well, I think that's the other mode. You've got what else did they? I know there's classic mode. Like let's just say that they really did have more modes than you're making it out to be. I haven't played Smash Wii U in forever, so I don't. Really
right, but we're getting off topic here. We need to stay on topic with ARMS, right? Yeah. I think with ARMS, this is one game we can all agree on that, like, well, I think TWIP hates ARMS. Like, that's the impression I get. I don't hate ARMS. I like ARMS. It's just ARMS is the kind of game that should be like $20 to $30, not $60.
Yeah, I hate its lack of content.
Okay.
Exactly.
But like, what do you think of the core gameplay?
It's fun, but you would never play it on the go.
I played it. I gotta back arms up on there. When I went to Colorado this summer, we had a 10-hour trip from Dallas to Albuquerque, and I played arms pretty much the whole time there. Like, obviously not 10 hours. Freaking, I'd kill myself. But, like, when I was playing my Switch, like, during that trip, I was playing arms. But that was when the game, like, first came out, and I had just gotten it, so maybe it was because I was hyped or something. I have to say, I think ARMS is the game I played the least out of all my games on Switch.
Definitely, for me as well.
Yeah, but if you sat me down, and you forced me to play ARMS, I would not complain. It's fun. It's just not worth $60.
Here's a few things for me though. ARMS is more enjoyable with friends or playing online as well, and I guess that's good because this is mostly a multiplayer game. I'd kind of consider this more of a multiplayer game than a single player, but honestly, the lack of modes makes me definitely not want to recommend ARMS for someone who's first buying their Switch, unless they got it from a friend, for free or for a Christmas present, or they just got it on sale.
Fine, it's a good game. Well done.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if it was for free, definitely. But, like, if you got it on sale, for, like, $20, $30, then I'd say get it. But for $60? No. Just go for something else.
Let's reduce the price.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, but Sega's not as big of a company as Nintendo, so they can kind of afford to do that. I think with Nintendo, it's a pride thing, because if Nintendo sells a game for, like, less than 60, all the big news outlets are going to cover it. Nintendo's going to look terrible. People are going to be like...
Snipperclips is a good game.
Snipperclips wasn't a big AAA release like Mario Odyssey. Snipperclips was like a tiny.
But look, we've got to talk about third parties and smaller games later.
Okay, we'll do that. Let's move on to one of the last like big games we're gonna talk about. Splatoon 2.
Oh yes, I love this game. Yes.
Great game. Freaking love Splatoon 2.
Okay.
It was such an improvement over the original.
Okay. Here we go. Wait. Before we start, I know TWIP's gonna be like, oh, rehash. I play Sonic Forces, Green Hill Zone Chemical Plant. But Sonic Forces rehash, that is rehash. But besides the point, Splatoon 2, it added so much more from the original, and like they're still adding modes. At least it's adding modes like unlike ARMS. Actually,
It did add a new mode. It took them way too long, but they did add a new mode.
They just added a new mode recently, Clan Blitz.
Yes,
ranked
it took them way too long, but it's okay.
But they're adding stuff, like new weapons, new things, like almost weekly. It's like.
Yeah. The thing you criticize Mario Kart 8 for the most is being done in Splatoon 2. So how can you complain?
No. Exactly. You're just like okay. You're saying Mario Kart 8 Deluxe wasn't as good because it didn't add much. But when a game like Splatoon 2 adds so much more content, so many new modes, even if it's like not on day one though, Splatoon 2 is at least adding more content into the game.
But Splatoon 2 feels like they purposely held out on content at release, so they could just release it like this. That's what Splatoon 2.
You can't argue that the original Splatoon did the exact same thing.
Yeah, it did, and it still wasn't
fine with it.
I wasn't. No.
But at least though, Splatoon 2 was for $60, good price for a launch for the game at launch.
No.
Yes.
Not for launch.
Okay. How about you bought? What if you bought ARMS at launch? $60. You barely get anything. At least Splatoon 2 had some stuff,
I agree with Derek. I think $60 is a perfectly reasonable price.
No. Exactly. Not at launch. Absolutely not.
Why not?
Because there wasn't enough stuff, there wasn't that many stages, that fucking salmon run mode is locked off by whatever time it is, and that's stupid.
Okay,
I think that's genius, and I'll explain why. Because this is the mode that no one would play normally, so by locking it off to specific times, it encourages more people to play it.
Exactly, but
Nintendo needs to stop having the mindset of everybody's free all the time. They're not free all of the time. They've got work, they've got college, they've got stuff going on in their lives.
I'll agree with TWIP there, because locking Salmon Run for specific times is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in Splatoon 2. But there's one thing I'll say about it.
The mode's shit anyway, so it doesn't matter.
I mean, I don't really play Salmon Run that much. It's not really a mode that I enjoy. But at least when I get on Splatoon 2, at least for me, most of the time when I get on the game, Salmon Run's unlocked. Like, most of the time, for me at least. So, yeah, it is a stupid decision.
Locking it off was genius. It wasn't stupid, it was genius. Because the mode didn't appeal to the masses, so when if it were like unlocked every day, literally no one would play it. By restricting it to various times of the day, they encourage more people to try it out because they think, hey, I can't play this anytime I want. This is special. No, this is limited. So I should go in and I should try it out.
I disagree.
Okay.
No, I disagree. If the mod is fun in the first place, then people obviously still play it.
Fair point. I will not argue with that. That's actually pretty good.
And look, I'll agree with TWIP here on this one because, look, if you're unlocking Turf War at all times, then people are playing that more than any other mode. So unlocking Salmon Run at all times is the perfect idea because people are still gonna go play that. Like and
it's not even an idea. It's just like a thing. It should just be a thing.
It should be a thing. Yes, but I mean, like Augie, like locking Turf War for certain times, people would still play it, and like why I don't get it.
It's
because when people play Splatoon, hold on, I just thought of something. When you play Splatoon, what do you have on mind? Do you have Salmon Run on mind, or do you have Turf War on mind? Obviously, you're going to have Turf War in mind. So by restricting it to various times of the day, they encourage more people to try it out when it is available because they look at it and they have the mentality of, oh, hey, this is limited. I should try this out because I don't normally get to try this out, so I should probably...
on our minds if it was a really good move.
Exactly, because maybe you're in the mood, but it's locked. So you're like, I gotta wait. Whoops.
It's dumb.
It is dumb. I'll admit that's a pretty dumb part of Splatoon 2.
All the new stuff they're adding is basically just stuff from the original Splatoon.
Okay,
like weapons,
I guess so, but look,
a lot of the stages and.
But look, a lot of people like with the Splattershot Pro in the original Splatoon, I mained the heck out of that. So seeing it being back in Splatoon 2, even though I don't use it as much as I used to, is still a great addition. I like seeing people's main weapon of choice being a thing again in Splatoon 2.
But even the single player mode, it's structured the exact same as the original. The exact same.
Look, I barely touched single player mode on Splatoon 2. Unlike Splatoon 1, where I was playing that all the time before I went on to Turf War.
Sucked in Splatoon 1. Ugh.
Okay, they all the time.
Right before Splatoon 2 came out, I replayed because I never beat the original story mode in Splatoon 1. So I restarted my Wii U and I replayed through it all in one night. And I have to say there were good moments in it, but in general I was mostly bored with it and I was just ready for it to end. In Splatoon 2, though, I think the levels are far more interesting. They're way longer. They have more interesting things to do in them. They're more challenging. And for when you have it on the Switch, which is largely going to be offline, if you take it with you a lot, it's great to have such an in-depth story mode. Albeit it is structured similarly or the same as the original Splatoon, but the levels, the ideas, the actual meat of the content itself is different and way better and more interesting.
No, I'll agree there. I think the single player is better in Splatoon 2, but at the same time, I just wish it was new.
As in
Splatoon 2 doesn't feel like it feels like a port. That's what it feels like to me.
Okay, it may feel like a port to some like you, but personally, I find it to be more of a brand new experience than Sonic Forces. Am I right?
Nah.
It's sad because it wasn't. That's the sad part.
No. Green Hill Zone, Chemical Plant, Death Egg. Yeah, brand new experience. All right.
All the reused. That warehouse stage from Splatoon 1 is in Splatoon 2. You got Blackbelly Skate Park.
Because some people
Murray Towers.
Look, Blackbelly Skate Park, best stage in Splatoon 1.
Oh no, I agree. I'm glad it's back. Honestly.
Yeah, I'm glad that's back.
Right, but the point he's making is that the fact that all these stages and weapons and like the same general structure of the game is the same, that makes it more like a port than a brand new game or brand new experience.
But then again, Pokemon games, they keep their structure the same.
And I don't like it. I don't like Pokemon games. I hate that they do that.
Look, I don't.
It's the same thing.
Yeah. So why complain really about Splatoon if other games have done it?
Because I complain about the other games too.
Mario does it. The 2D Mario games. Look at that. Does it?
And I don't like it. There we go. I don't like it there either.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You know, games like Super Mario 3D World, Super Mario 3D Land, largely similar.
Don't like exactly, and that's why I don't like those games.
Yeah, but you gotta admit that Splatoon 2 at least did it better than something like Super Mario 3D World. Look,
no, fuck no, fuck no.
No, it didn't. Look, Super Mario 3D Land. That was a game largely made for a portable system. Nothing else. Bringing it to the Wii U and making it largely the same except with one new power-up and, well, 2 new power-ups. Why? Why not just make it a 3DS game?
What's the next Switch game?
Alright, let's go on to the next one. Should we tackle Sonic? Like Sonic Mania, Sonic Forces? Let's do Mania first.
Real quick. Let's
Mania is like the Switch is like the best console to get Mania.
Yes.
Sonic Mania is
Agreed.
Yes.
I mean, look. The thing is that with the Switch, like most of the time, like when you're buying a game on the Switch, you're getting like I don't want to say dumbed down, but you're getting a lesser thing. Obviously, the graphics are going to be cut. Obviously, even some features are going to be cut. But with Sonic Mania, like it like because it's a pixel-based game, you lose nothing. The graphics are the same. The modes are the same. Like, if anything, one could argue like you lose mod potential, but like, does anyone really care about mods that much to where they'd buy?
And look, Sonic Mania mods. No offense, to Sonic Mania mods, because they're pretty good. You know, a lot of the character mods.
They're good. They're good and they're cool, but I don't lose sleep knowing that I'm on the Nintendo Switch and I'm like.
If you lose nothing when hitting Sonic Mania on the Switch, but you gain something, and that's the portability factor.
Exactly, and I'll take portability over mods any day.
Exactly. Look, games like, you know, when we get to them later, you know, other third-party games out there, yeah, they got mods on PC, but portability is the main factor for myself, at least.
Same.
So, we can all agree. Hold on, whoops, just messed up. We can all agree that Sonic Mania is a good game, right? Like freaking amazing.
Best Sonic.
What about Forces?
Oh,
fuck off.
Fist bump.
It did save my channel.
True that. You gotta give it props.
Sonic Forces didn't do crap for my channel. I made 3 Forces videos and they got no views. I stole TWIP's tags! I stole his tags! And I got nothing in return!
Fuck you. Fuck you.
Die. Get the views. But, yeah, we can...
Yo, thank you, Torres family, for the new sub.
To be fair, you can't really call Rehash from Forces if you love Mania so much.
Well, okay, but, yeah, but... Then again, they said it'll be brand new experience, and then Green Hill. But at least Mania came out and said, "Yeah, we got these new stages."
Thank you, Torres family.
But Forces, this will be the brand new experience. We got classic Sonic returning, yes, but level brand new experience. Buy it. But then Green Hill returns along with Chemical Plant and Death Egg. Like, really?
Here's my thing with Forces. When it first came out, I was pleasantly surprised because, like, it was fun to me at first. But then I played through it again and again and again and again. And I got to the point where I was like, I'm sick of this. I don't ever want to play this again. This is, like, it's the kind of content that's fun at first. But the more you keep playing it, the worse it gets until you realize it's just complete crap. Like, Forces is so... Oh, my gosh. It's, like, it's so soulless. There's nothing there. It feels like literally no effort went into it. They made something to pander to the gaming media because they loved colors and they loved generations. So why not do both? And here it is, and it's soulless. And we didn't make this for the love. We made this for the gaming mainstream media. But guess what? It failed on them because the gaming mainstream media hated it too. No one liked Forces.
Yeah.
No one liked it. Who liked Forces?
Okay. Hold up. Let me talk to you here. When I first finished Sonic Forces, I liked it. I wanted to go back and play some more. Go back through the stages.
Wait, Augie, I thought you liked Sonic Forces.
I liked it at first, but the more I kept playing it, the more I got I didn't just get bored of it. I got sick of it. I was like, this is not only is boring, this is soul wrenching. I feel like every time I play this, I like lose a bit of my soul just playing it.
So you're admitting that I was correct the whole time?
Okay, guys, listen. I actually agree with Augie here because I went back and played through some of the stages and Forces the other day, and look, the game isn't the worst thing ever, but it's not the worst thing ever. It's average.
I would argue that it's less than average. Okay, but it's not the worst. Let me clear this up. It's not the worst thing ever, but it is below average, and that is not what we needed right after Mania.
I disagree. I think it's literally borderline average. Like,
yeah.
So you would actually rate it higher than me? That seems odd because you're incredibly harsh, and you actually built up such a negative reputation in the Sonic community because you were so harsh on it. So I'm actually surprised that you would actually rate it higher than me.
Yeah, but I still think it's so painfully mediocre that it hurts.
Okay.
Now, yeah, it's
slightly below average.
Look, it's not a bad game, and I'll say that I liked it in so many areas, but going back and playing through some of the stages, there's so many things that failed to just capture my interest, like the stage length. As soon as stages start to actually get somewhat good, oh, bam, over. Look at No Space, for example. You're in No Space for about 7 seconds, and then you're back in Metropolis. Like, really? Come on, it was starting to get good a little bit. Even if it was just a double boost section, at least there was something going with the visual flair of No Space. And then it just goes back to Metropolis, which we've seen, again, for like the past 3 or 4 stages. And really, I wanted to see what was No Space all about. I wanted to see the potential in
And you know the reason why you didn't see that? Because Sonic Forces wasn't made to appreciate the fans. It was made to pander to the mainstream gaming media who gave Sonic Colors and Sonic Generations such high scores. So the score is so high that if a gaming media publication gave Sonic Colors or Sonic Generations a low score, they were criticized by the masses. So Sega was like, oh, we got something hot here. Let's make it again. But here's the thing. Even though I don't think Sonic Colors or Generations are terribly good games, what they definitely had soul and structure put into them. May not be my cup of tea, but I can admit that work went into them. With Sonic Forces, it lacks that. Here's what they did do that I liked. They brought back the return of Sonic's characters, which I do enjoy because it opens the door to more possibilities, more things they can do with the story. But I couldn't care less about the story if the gameplay, the thing that drags me in, is crap. Not even just crap, soul wrenching.
Look,
fucking hell.
Oh my god.
Also, what the fuck? Generations was amazing.
Generations.
I can admit that Generations had a lot of care put into it, but
it has good level design. It has fantastic.
Good level design.
Yep.
That's about good level design. That's about it.
Back to the main section. Like, I don't know what's with it. I don't think Sonic is the best game ever, but I don't think it's the worst game ever. But it makes me sad at the same time to see that they didn't make it the most grand Sonic game yet. They had things going with Unleashed and Generations, making them grand adventures, but I don't know.
Generations, not Generations. No.
Well, Generations, I'd say.
Generations wasn't a grand adventure. It was a fucking nostalgia ride.
Yes, it was a nostalgia trip, and people were like, "Oh yeah, nostalgia, hooray!" But like, or maybe not.
It's
hooray,
Chemical
whatever,
Plant,
but...
yay!
Yay! But look, I'd say Generations, even though it's not original and has Green Hill chemical plants, but it was still a grand adventure for me. I remember just picking up the controller Christmas morning. First got my Xbox 360 in 2011 with Sonic Generations. It felt grand just playing through that game for the first time.
I'll tell you what a grand adventure is. Sonic 06.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Okay.
It's the best game.
Let's go back to Switch though.
Yeah. I didn't mean to like bring in a Sonic 06 conversation. We did a whole RadCast about that. But let's talk about the final like big like mainstream Switch game.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you guys know what it is. Better than Mario Sunshine, it's Mario Odyssey.
Oh, fuck off. Fuck you. Oh.
Super Mario Sunshine, take that.
Okay. I love Sunshine just like I love like most GameCube games because I freaking love the GameCube. But Odyssey, man. Odyssey is like Odyssey was just such a whole other level in terms of Mario games. And like everything like I loved about like cuz like let's establish that there's like two different sides to there's two different sides to Mario. There's like the big open world 3D, which was 64 in Sunshine, and then there was the more linear level design of Galaxy, Galaxy 2, 3D World, 3D Land.
Hey, pause for a second.
What?
Galaxy and Galaxy 2 are better than Sunshine. Argument done.
I would agree with that. But my point is that like these two different gameplay styles of Mario, Odyssey picks the best out of both worlds in terms, and they just packed it into one giant game. And you know how most Mario games have like the early ones had like 120 like things to do or like objectives, and then they raised it up to 240. Odyssey has 1,000 stars to get or moons to get. It's freaking, oh my gosh. Like, Odyssey is just such a massive love letter to the whole franchise without nostalgia pandering. Because they didn't, because freaking Odyssey didn't have to use, like, old levels. Like, they didn't bring back, like, a lot of people say, oh, I miss Isle Delfino or something. Isn't that what we all criticize Forces for?
Exactly.
Isn't that what...
Yeah,
Odyssey brings in new levels.
Yo, yeah, like, beach level. Whoa, original. Mushroom Kingdom. Oh, original. Snow level. Original. Space level. Original.
Nah, but what's the level design original? Of course it was.
Bowser level.
But okay. You could argue that Bowser levels sound generic in like listening to the words Bowser level. That sounds like Super Mario 3D Land.
Nah, I was joking. Bowser's Kingdom's actually okay.
Exactly. It's not just a generic Bowser level like we see always.
But to be fair,
it's a Bowser level.
The snow level is a generic snow level. The beach level is a generic beach level.
Okay, I'll get
but what's the level design?
But wait, hold up. But back on track to the Bowser Kingdom. It was a generic Bowser level, but it wasn't generic at the same time when they added. It was just a Chinese themed level. Like it was so original compared to like, generic Bowser Castle. Walk in, let's go. But
yeah, but I didn't like that level because it felt like a level from Super Mario 3D World.
Look, every level. Okay, maybe, but
what?
Yeah, I'll agree with that. But look, maybe it's unoriginal to you in terms of like the themes of the levels. But when you hear the word Snow Kingdom, you're like, okay, that's the most generic thing I've ever seen. Lay your eyes on the game though. Oh yeah, it's a generic snow level, but it's got so many things that make it so much more entertaining than just a generic new Super Mario Bros. Snow level. Play it. Like, it's so much better.
I don't even hate Odyssey. I think it's a really good game. I just feel like everyone's like, "Oh my god, it's the best Mario game in years."
Yeah, it is.
But it is.
It is.
That's the point.
Well, to be fair, it kind of is. But my point is, it's not a 10 out of 10.
It is. Look,
it's not.
I know.
9.9 out of 10.
I know.
Fuck you, boy.
I know. Super Mario generic beach levels for the entire game is the best Mario game in your eyes. But Odyssey doesn't just take place in a beach for the entire game. It at least expands on it, and it just is so much better.
It's not. Galaxy Odyssey.
What?
Wow, you actually said something good about Galaxy.
How the frick? You hate Galaxy. How do you rate that better?
I don't hate Galaxy.
Wait. Whoa. Hold on. You hate linear levels. Like, you hate linear level design. Yet you put Galaxy above Odyssey? That makes no sense.
I don't hate linear level design.
How the frick does that logic even work?
Listen here. I know. I still don't even know if Odyssey is my favorite game. Even if I give it a 10 out of 10, I still think Galaxy and Galaxy 2 might be better, currently at least. Because I'm sorry, nostalgia might have to take over on this one, but look, Galaxy and Galaxy 2 are good, like really good. But honestly, even though I'd say
Odyssey has no soul. It's just
Sonic Forces!
I know it also has no soul. In fact, Sonic Forces is actually more fun, I'll be honest.
Then Odyssey? You're trolling. There's no way. There's no way. You're a troll. You're fake.
Right. Well, look at the playtime on my Switch.
Oh, I'm loading it up right now. I'm loading it up right now. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm loading it up right now. Let me see. All right.
I got my Switch in hand.
All right. Where's TWIP? I see Premiere.
TWIP.
Where's TWIP? There he is. All right. Let's see. 25 hours. Wow. And then let me guess. Super Mario Sunshine. 80 hours. 90 hours.
Oh my gosh. TWIP, you are mental. There's no way you like Forces better than Odyssey. You are joking. That is not true.
Okay, I know Ghost has put more hours into Odyssey than all of us, but at least I put 60 hours into Odyssey. No.
Alright, that's enough Odyssey talk. Let's talk. Does anyone know what Xenoblade 2 is?
I don't really know much about it, but let's talk about it anyways.
I don't know what there is. I don't know why David wants us to talk about this so much.
Look,
what is it?
Okay. I don't know much about the game because I'm trying not to spoil myself because I really want to play it. But
the main character dies at the end. The main character dies at the end of the story.
Please don't. Tell me now.
Hey, chat. Luke dies in episode 8.
What? No, it doesn't. If you've actually ruined that for me.
He does, dude.
Alright. Anyways, Xenoblade Chronicles 2. The reason this is so big is because Xenoblade Chronicles X was a pretty terrible game. I played it for a
What? It was terrible? I didn't know that.
What? I bought the game. I've never played it.
I've never freaking played it, but I didn't know. Wait. I thought people liked that one.
They did, but they didn't like it as much as the original.
David's screaming in the chat.
Oh my god.
This is like David's favorite game of all time, and you just spoiled it for him.
Wait, no, I was lying. I don't know. I was lying.
Anyways. Okay. Back on topic though. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is big because Xenoblade Chronicles X, while being a pretty good game, for me, I hated it because it just got boring fast. And even though I haven't played the original Xenoblade, I've seen enough of it to actually want me to it wants me to pull me in more than the Xenoblade X. Xenoblade X wasn't as good to other people as the original, and they wanted to go back to the main core of, you know, the other Xenoblade game that was out there. And so they brought it to the table. People loved it, and that's all I got because I haven't played the game, I haven't seen it other than trailers.
I do know that girl character dies. You know, the one with the pink hair, or whoever she is, she dies.
Oh my god!
I do know.
Please tell me you said you don't know anything, so you're.
Oh no, I know that. That's the one thing I know.
Jeez! Oh my gosh! All right, freaking! I'm about to age restrict this stream so that people won't get spoiled. Jeez. Freaking okay. Xenoblade. That's that. All right. Any third-party games that you want to mention before we get to the?
Yes.
I I know TWIP has a whole list of them. Because, okay, for those of you there, this man, TWIP, literally emailed like 50 companies asking for free games. Excuse me. Free review codes everywhere. And they all gave him the games. So now he has to review like 50 games for his channel. Or like he'll never get review codes again or something. I don't know.
After reviewed Ukulele. Ukulele, Rayman Legends, Splasher, that's Super Beat, Sonic EX, Mutant Muds, Riptide, GP Renegade, and that's it so far.
Oh my gosh.
Jeez.
So
Hey,
many
Derek,
games.
Derek, how's Ukulele?
Haven't played it.
How is a Bubsy's Woolly Strike Back?
Hey, I didn't even get. Oh my god, I didn't even get a response back after that. Accolade sucks. They're a bunch of trashy game developers who don't know how to make a game. Guys, Bubsy!
I wish I got a review copy of Bubsy.
Don't even you don't even download the game. You just keep the code and taunt him with it.
You know what? Look, I'm boycotting Accolade's game. They sell. Just telling you. I'm serious.
Wasn't that supposed to come on Switch?
Yeah, they
What's up, Boost to Win? What did you say, Derek?
They hinted at it on their website. They were like, "What would you like to play for?" And they had a list: PS4, PC, and Switch. So.
Yeah,
TWIP.
TWIP's.
I'm
TWIP's.
gonna get a review copy.
I'm gonna try again to get a review copy if it comes to Switch.
They'll say no. They'll change their mind.
I am boycotting the Bubsy the Woolly Strike Back until it goes on sale for like $10.
Hey, Boost to Win asked if TWIP's drunk.
No.
Nope, I was yesterday though.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I think it was yesterday. Yeah.
He probably blacked out.
I didn't. What was I gonna say? Yeah, but Rayman Legends on the Switch is really fucking good. My only problem is it's too expensive.
Oh wait, it's a port. It's a port from the Wii U.
This bad game. This is a port. It's a port.
Destroyed.
It is a port, but I like
But
having
it's
that
a
game.
port that barely adds anything.
It's
Yeah, but it's not.
But
not
bad game because it's a port.
It's not a $60 game.
But still, it's too expensive, and you're
It's
not.
a third-party game.
Sonic Forces.
Well, I got Sonic Forces for free on PC. Yeah.
But still, $40. A little expensive for the content you're getting. Still.
Nah. I think Forces is fair enough.
Maybe it's a
Honestly.
little.
Everyone wants everyone wants you to get drunk.
So do I. Just buy me some.
But TWIP, alcohol is bad for you. You're gonna die. You're gonna die.
Oh my god. Alright, but back on third parties,
All of
what
the-
else we got?
Don't buy Ukulele.
Doom.
Oh, that Doom is important because freaking if they got Doom to run, that's like good news for a lot of third parties. Because if they can get Doom to run, which was a really good looking game. Now, granted, it doesn't look as good on Switch, but they got it to run at 720-30, which is I'll accept that. But that opens the doors to a lot of other third party games, like quite possibly GTA 5, which is what everyone wants, or
Yeah, they should absolutely do that.
GTA 5 on a freaking portable device would be interesting. That would be pretty cool. That might
GTA 5
that
is such a fun
GTA 5 at on a portable, like that could be a system seller.
Yeah, it could. It's a game many people like, and having it portable, even better. Another game though that could come to the Switch, Fallout 4. I think it runs on the same engine as Skyrim does.
Oh,
So
Skyrim
it's
was a
gonna be
big one.
pretty easy to port that
A lot
over
of
to
people
Switch.
a lot of people crapped on Skyrim because they've re-released it a lot. But here's the thing you
Yeah.
have to remember. A lot of Nintendo fans only buy Nintendo consoles. So therefore they missed out on Skyrim. Including me.
The only
What?
thing
No, what
that's
game?
wrong that is wrong with Skyrim is that it's $60. That is crazy.
Oh yeah, that's criminal. That is criminal. You can't
They
charge
put it
that.
on- Look, at Best Buy, they put it on sale for $10 less, which isn't much, but the thing that makes me
that
even
should
more
be a
mad.
$30 game.
But the thing that makes me mad about that is that it was only on sale for like 3 days, and then it was taken off
Yeah,
sale.
but guess what?
for...
I got Skyrim for about $2 on Steam. Literally
Exactly.
$2.
And for the PS4 and Xbox One version, you can get them for like less than $20. Yet the Switch is 50 or 60.
$60.
Like, really?
That's
$60 for Skyrim. Now, look, I don't know. I haven't really been able to difference, but I believe the game looks better on PS4 and Xbox One, which is a given. But come on, if you're gonna make the game look a little worse, even if it's portability in mind, you should at least make the game at the most $40.
Yeah. Aside from Skyrim, Doom, has anyone tried out LA Noire?
No, I haven't. Not that yet.
I have no clue what the game is. What? Someone tell me what that is.
I can't really describe it much, but it's mostly a detective game.
Is it like a RPG or like what is it?
It's not an RPG. It's just kind of. I can't explain what the genre is essentially, but I don't really know much about it. I haven't seen it too much.
Oh, okay.
But I just know it's.
I know that's
mostly
like that was like a big deal for a lot of people, and I didn't really understand it.
Yeah, it was a big deal because that game was loved by a lot of people.
Oh, okay. And it's like a remastered version, right?
Yeah, it's a remastered.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
Yeah, but another game I'd like to bring up. It's not third party. It's published by Nintendo, but Snipper Clips, really good game. Just thought I'd bring that up.
Yeah, so I mean it looks like fun. It looks like the kind of game I'd get to play with my little brother.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, it's not a fun single player game.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. Snipper Clips as a single player game is kind of boring. But when you've got like a sibling or friends to play with, it's really fun when playing with other people. It's like, that's why I haven't put too many hours in it, because it's not the easiest thing in the world to get so many people to play with you. That's why I only got like 3 hours in it, but I still love the game. I still really like it, but it's just it's more fun and gives me more time to play it when playing with siblings or, people like that.
David says talk about 2018 how we get Street Fighter 2 again while mobile gets Street Fighter 4.
We get Bayonetta 1 and 2, which is fucking cool.
Hey, should we talk about like the future titles coming to the Switch at this point? Because I feel like we covered like a lot of the big hits. Well.
Ooh, I got one. I haven't played them before, but the Bayonetta game is coming this.
Oh, that's a massive deal.
That is hype. I will finally get to play the Bayonetta games. I could have played them all, but I'm glad I waited.
Derek, your parents are gonna murder you when they see like Bayonetta on your home screen.
Don't worry, I'll get it digitally.
It's still gonna be there.
Yeah, but
like when you and your dad want to play like Mario Kart and you open your Switch and like Bayonetta is like the first thing that shows up.
Okay, I mean, the logo will probably be covering any. So.
If Platinum Games can send me the game for free, that'll be pretty nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna impersonate TWIP, get myself a free Bayonetta.
No, fuck off! You can't. No. Because I actually get games. I don't ever have.
That's why I would impersonate you.
I never have to buy another Switch game ever again if it's not Nintendo.
Yeah. Well, once you get 10K subs, even Nintendo starts sending you stuff.
But then I never have to buy another Switch game ever again.
Guys, Santa Kia brought up another good game, Kirby Star Allies.
What the frick is that? I've never heard of. Is that the new Kirby game they showed off at E3?
The new Kirby game that got announced at E3 this.
Oh, they gave it a name.
Yeah, they gave it a name at the September Nintendo Direct.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Hey, Derek.
I'm excited for the new.
Okay, I see how it is. But Kirby is so.
Every Kirby game is the damn same. Every single one.
I'll agree with that. But they at least add something that just
Do they?
Makes the game.
Do they? Not really.
Yeah. All right.
No, they don't.
I know people hate the game. Kirby's Epic Yarn. What was the main mechanic of that game? Yarn. Perfect. I love Kirby's Epic Yarn. I know it's the easiest game.
That one's fine. But then you've got games like Kirby's Adventure on the Wii.
I know they bring back Whiskey Woods every
TWIP,
time.
I don't think we're the demographic that they have in mind for Kirby. I think
it's a rehash. It's shit. Like it's just the same game every time.
Well, yeah, but okay, I'll agree with that. We're not in the demographic of Kirby. But personally, I still love Kirby. It's just like
Derek. Would you say that Kirby is like a nostalgia, like you're nostalgically connected to Kirby? But if you had never played Kirby up until this point, and you played the new Kirby game on Switch, would you enjoy it?
probably still would, because look, listen, Kirby, while being mostly rehashed stuff like Wispy Woods coming back pretty much every game, I still love Kirby for one main reason. It's a game that, while they're easy games, they give you so much peace and just relaxation that you don't really care about it. You just kind of sit there and you're like, I'm playing Kirby. This is getting me off. This is taking my mind off of things, which other video games obviously do. But Kirby does it in such a way that it feels peaceful and relaxing. That I don't know. I just love Kirby for that.
TWIP.
Dead.
I've got nothing to say other than Kirby is a cash grabbing pile of shit. There's a 20 billion Kirby games.
Sonic Forces.
There are like 20 Kirby games every year.
20? No! There's always like one main Kirby game and then like 2 side games that are cheaper than the actual main series game.
Every year. Every year.
Not every year. Okay,
every year.
Let me look at the timeline of when every Kirby game was released.
Yeah, do it.
It's not every year. It's every other year. Gosh.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Hold on. I'm looking at right now. Hold up. All right. I'm looking at all the games
2017, 2016, 2015, 2014. Then we got 2012 and 2011.
But look,
2010.
Look. There's always just one mainline game, and then there's maybe 1 or 2 other spin-off games that are way cheaper than the main game that comes out that year. For example, here we got Kirby Star Allies coming next year, but then Kirby Battle Royale, which is already out in Europe, I think. But for us Americans, though, Kirby Battle Royale doesn't come out till early next year. So we've got 2 Kirby games there: one a mainline, one a spin-off. Then and then since we're talking about 2018 here, let's say last year for 2017 here, we had Kirby's Blast spin-off.
Yep.
Kirby Planet Robobot mainline game, and then we had I forgot what the other one was, but it was another spin-off as well that was on the eShop. Then last year all we had was Kirby and the Rainbow Curse.
Still another Kirby game.
Yeah.
And then 2014, another Kirby. We get so many fucking Kirby games. I hate Kirby.
You can't lie though. You can't lie.
He's a pink puffball of shit. That's all it is. He's fucking cash grabbing.
Hey,
he's eating your wallet.
2012 though, only had one Kirby game, and that was the Dream Collection, which doesn't even count because it wasn't a new. It was just a bunch of old games. Doesn't count technically. So that was 1 year without a new Kirby
Ever
game.
since 2010, we've got 10 million Kirby games every year.
But then again, reminder that Kirby went on a huge hiatus he didn't have a
Not
game.
really. Only
Yes.
4 years. That's how long I waited for a new Sonic game.
Okay, 2006 to 2010 for Kirby fans, they'd expect games because before they came out every other year. But then Kirby just suddenly disappears. And then he comes back and everyone's like, yeah, finally Kirby's here. And they're doing the thing again where they, release games every year, but Kirby fans like it. People like me who aren't the biggest Kirby fans in the world.
I'd like it if they actually did new stuff. Like, that one actually looked kind of new. I was like, okay, that one looks pretty good.
Yeah. They do new things.
No, but this Star Allies game looks like a pile of shit.
Reminder that we're all playing a series about a blue hedgehog that goes fast and goes through Green Hill Chemical Plant again every other game.
Yeah, well, guess what? Kirby's even worse. Kirby is worse.
Just because one franchise is bad doesn't justify the actions of the other franchise. Both are subject to criticism for the same reasons.
Yeah, true, but I don't know. It feels like Sonic fans, they don't care. Like, they're like, oh yeah.
Who cares what the Sonic... I hate the Sonic fan base. Who cares?
Yeah, I'm a part of it. Help me.
Yeah, I hate TWIP because he's a part of the Sonic fan base.
Look,
I'm just kidding.
I hate the Sonic fan base because I'm a part of it.
Look, I don't buy Kirby. I don't buy every Kirby game. I only own. Look, out of every Kirby game I own Epic Yarn.
Holy shit! Wispy Woods
Attack
is literally in every single Kirby game.
It is, and I'll agree that's terrible, but
literally every single one.
Look,
Alright, I think at this point we're going in circles. Let's talk about a more interesting game. How about Mega Man freaking 11?
Oh yes, hype.
What? TWIP? Explain yourself.
You hate everything. You hate everything, and I know I keep bringing this up in this live stream. but then you go and play Sonic Forces blindfolded.
No, okay, no. So
hey guys, it's TWIP playing Sonic Forces blindfolded.
No, but it isn't because it's Mega Man 11. It's just because all Mega Man, like classic Mega Man games, are just not that exciting. They just.
But then.
The joy of Mega Man is having this incredibly challenging game and going through the levels and like mastering it's like a classic it's a classic difficult game, and it's fun because you know what's fun about Mega Man? TWIP just left. All right. You know what's fun about Mega Man? Mega Man the fun part about Mega Man is once you like go through the first level and you die and you die and you die and you get back up and you beat that boss, you get that ability, and that ability helps you fight other bosses, and then you keep building and building your arsenal of weapons, fighting bosses, discovering which bosses are weak to what, until you get to the final boss where you have to use all your abilities at once and not knowing like when you have to use them or how much of a weapon you have to use. That's fun. And some might say the formula gets repetitive after the 11th game or something like that. I would disagree, because beating a Mega Man game isn't something you do like first time in a day, unless you're like a god at video games or something like that. It's a challenge. It's a feat to overcome. But once you do overcome it, the feeling is so satisfying like 11 times, some might argue is a bit too much. I disagree, because it's so satisfying when you beat one of them, because it takes so long in the first place.
Yeah. And another thing is, I know a lot of people are going to bring up the graphical style to the game, and how it looks super poor, but,
yeah, David's mentioning that. He says Mega Man 11 looks like a 2010 indie game.
Yeah, I'm letting off the whole, like, it looks shit, because it's like a year and a half apart.
I don't think it looks that bad.
No, the animation for Mega Man looks disgusting.
Okay, but
really? I haven't really looked into like what the game looks like. I just know it's announced.
Yeah, but okay, a lot of people are gonna bring that up and be like, yeah, the graphical style's bad. It looks like Mighty No. 9. But
I liked Mighty No. 9, so I'm down with Mega Man 11.
Yeah, but people are gonna say it's bad. Mighty No. 9 was just a bunch of 3D models pasted. Fun fact.
Oh yeah. See, this is gonna be a questionable opinion, but I honestly think Mega Man 11 and Mighty No. 9 look the fucking.
They kind of look similar. I guess I'll that.
It gave me a lot of Mighty No. 9 vibes, but I liked Mighty No. 9, so it's okay.
Fun fact.
Fuck Augie. Did you just see like?
Dude, I love that game.
Okay, hold on, we'll go back to that in a minute.
No, Derek, this is important. Augie, did you just say you liked?
Dude, what was wrong with it? Dude, it was fun.
It was terrible. There. End of story. Back to Mega Man 11, the good game. Okay. Oh my lord.
Dude, what was wrong with Mighty No. 9? You know what? I hope Mighty No. 9 gets ported to the Switch. That'd be fun.
Please no. Okay, I'm on TWIP's side with this one. I only played the demo, which okay.
There's the problem. There's the problem. You bought into the backlash. You bought into the bandwagon. You bought into everything.
And again, every Sonic man did it for Sonic Forces.
Guess what? I bought into the bandwagon too. And then I was like, you know what? Let me try this. And I tried it. And it was fun.
But
I freaking beat the game on hard mode because it was that good that it deserved a replay.
I played the first level that came in the demo for the Xbox 360, which was the only console that had the demo. Oh my god, it was boring. It was a slog to play through that demo. I'm sorry.
What? Wait. What content is included in the demo?
It was, I think, just the first stage, and it was like the first cutscene.
Wait, is that the tutorial stage or like the actual like first like boss like stage for the boss and stuff?
I think it was the first stage. I don't remember. I played it like back when Mighty No. 9 kind of just came out. So
it's the actual first stage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I got bored with it. I'm sorry. I don't want to buy it because it's still a little too expensive for what you're getting. I mean, it's still like $20, isn't it? I don't know.
On Steam it is.
Yeah, but anyways, I don't know. But the thing is,
if Mega Man 11 wants to take cues from Mighty Number 9, I'm perfectly fine with that because Mighty Number 9 was enjoyable, and I just don't want it to like take stuff directly from it. But if like the art style and graphical like the graphics of the game want to borrow from Mighty Number 9, I'm okay with that.
But the point is that it's not trying to borrow from Mighty Number 9 because, fun fact, Mega Man 11 is actually hand-drawn. You can't really tell, but it actually is. And they've come out and stated that it is hand-drawn.
Just because it's hand-drawn doesn't mean like they still can't take inspiration from Mighty Number 9.
But yeah, they can take inspiration from Mighty Number 9. But the thing is about people saying, "Oh, it looks like Mighty Number 9 clone, a Mighty Number 9 clone. It looks bad," is that it's going to be improved. There are so many games that visually they do get improved after a while. Mega Man 11 will definitely be one of them because it's only been in development for about a year, I'd say. Maybe a year and a half, but still, it hasn't been in development for as long as people say it is.
When will Bethesda get back to me? I want Skyrim.
Oh yeah, related to Mega Man 11, definitely.
Yeah. Guys, the stream's been going on for about an hour and 30 minutes. What do you guys like? Do we want to talk about like features we want the Switch itself to have? Because I have a list of features. I'm ready. You know what I wanted the Switch in 2018? You know what I wanted the Switch in 2018? Hey Derek, do you want to know what I wanted the Switch in 2018? I want Twitter. I want Discord. I want voice chat. Well, I guess that Discord would count for that. I want freaking a good online service that if the service is good, I'll gladly pay $20 a year for. I want freaking they need to update the home screen to actually like be like 1080p. That's just like a small pet peeve of mine. But
or have music.
Yeah, that too. That's important to me. I freaking love the Wii menu music. I love the Wii U menu music. I love the 3DS menu music. Where's it on the Switch? When I open the when I open the eShop on the Switch, when I open it on the Switch, I hear nothing.
Exactly, and that's all.
Where's the music?
Like, not even. That was all because people actually complained that the music was distracting.
What? How does it?
There are people out there. There are people out there. There are people out there that actually hate the Wii, the Wii U, 3DS menu music.
I've never heard that argument before.
I've seen it in places. I'm not. Look, that sounds like I'm making a lie up, but
no, I believe you, but that's like complete like.
There are people who have actually discussed it with me in real life and have said it was distracting.
Oh my gosh!
What?
How the frick does it distract? Oh no! I typed in the wrong credit card number when I was downloading a game on the Wii U. Oh no!
Exactly. Like, it's weird, but back to Switch features here. Here's what I want personally.
Internet browser. Okay. Where the frick is it at?
Augie, I'm gonna get to it. Give me a second. All right. So what I want to see is, actual good voice chat, not having to use a device.
Discord.
Maybe a Discord app. I would like to see achievements. Oh,
that too. Yes.
Yeah, music on the menus, as you guys stated before. I want what else? Let's see. Themes for menus. Maybe have a Mario theme, Legend of Zelda theme, things like that. I'd like them to have. Maybe. But I'd like
it would if there was, it would literally just be the Beach Kingdom from Mario Odyssey as a theme.
Pretty much. Okay. Anyways, we're getting off topic here. I'd like to see an option, next year to have it where we could either use friend codes or use user IDs similar to, like a gamer tag on Xbox or a PSN name on PS4. That'd be cool. Internet browser, as you've stated before.
Yes. Where is it? Where the frick is it at? Didn't they say they were gonna add one later?
No, nothing's ever been said about that.
The Switch. What the frick? Nintendo, they put out, you can use it like a tablet, except there's no internet browser.
Well, then again, a lot of people, they're thinking a lot of people are going to take it on the go. How are you going to have Switch on the go? What's the point? But I still want it, nonetheless.
That's a terrible argument.
Another thing though, longer video clip recording. I want it to be up
Yeah.
to
I've only recently started using like video capture. It's actually a pretty cool feature.
Yeah, it's a good feature now, but I want it to be expanded more where I could record
I want more games to have it. Like I can't do it in Forces. I can't do it in Mania.
Yeah, more games. But there's actually a reason why that actually happens, is because Nintendo has to approve the game to record. I think an indie developer stated that like Nintendo has to approve video recording before they can have it on their game. So that's weird. I don't know why, but yeah, more games to be able to record. You know, like Sonic Mania. You know, Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I don't think has video recording. You know, and I want to record up to an hour because the PS4 can do that.
Oh gosh, I think that would like, not only would that like cram up your Switch, but that would also do you know how much CPU resources that would use?
Okay. Maybe
your games would like run like crap if you were recording for an hour on them.
All right, maybe not an hour, then maybe 25, 30 minutes.
I think you should have up to, I'd say, like 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
All right, 5 minutes. I'd still be fine with that. Longer than 30 seconds. Still.
I mean, why would you even like record your Switch for an hour?
Some people like to do that.
If you want to do that, at that point it's time to invest in a capture card, which actually isn't even that expensive.
But the thing is, you know, you've already bought the Switch with some games. Like buying a capture card would just be more money.
Yeah, I know. But if you're that dedicated to recording like long gameplay on Switch, it's capture card time.
Oh, I got another suggestion for Switch recording. YouTube support.
Like Mario Kart on the Wii U did.
Yep, exactly like that. Smash recordings.
I don't know how. I'd probably not use that like at all for my main channel. But if like I'm thinking about making a second channel, and I would totally do it for that.
Yeah, like I wouldn't use it personally, but I could see so many like younger people who don't have the money for capture cards, and they just got a Switch as like a Christmas present or something like that, to upload their gameplay, you know, to YouTube. I could see younger kids using that, you know, just to show off their gameplay, you know. What else? There was something. Oh yeah, I'd like to see. I know this is still a rumor and stuff, and it hasn't been completely announced. But it's not about the Switch itself. It's about the games, and that is a Nintendo Direct in January announcing a bunch of stuff. Just like how we got, you know, all that info on the Switch back in January this year. I want that again, but instead it's just a Nintendo Direct and not
that needs to happen.
Live event.
They need to like they need to like disclose their plans for the year early so that people are excited.
Exactly. Get people excited for the Switch in 2018. Perfect idea right there.
Well, guys, you go ahead. Okay, okay, one last thing.
All right, so this Nintendo Direct would need to announce everything, almost everything for the Switch. You know, like longer video capture, achievements.
I don't know about everything, but they definitely need to outline like, hey, there's gonna be some stuff coming to the Switch. We're gonna be changing things. We're gonna be adding things. Here's our general plan. They need to lay like a roadmap of like what's to come.
Yeah, like just like they did with the Switch presentation this year. Lay a basic foundation of what the Switch will be in 2018, and then expand it more. You know, as E3 comes by, more Nintendo Directs happen, things like that.
All right. Well, I think that about does it for the stream, guys. That was the Nintendo Switch year in review. With Derek and TWIP. Thanks for coming on, TWIP, so I could put you in the tags. And the title. So that way, every time someone searches your name on YouTube, my stream comes up. Alright, guys. That about does it. Thank you guys for coming on. That was good. I loved the stream. This is one of my favorite streams.
This was fun. Gotta do it again. You know? Switch in 2018 next year. Haha.
Oh yeah. We'll definitely do like next year around this time. We'll do like the year 2 review. Huh?
Nah.
Wait, what?
Yeah. He said our channels won't be alive. Hey, I'll be pushing out content like crazy, so hopefully once I get back from my hiatus. Oh yeah, totally. It's not like I have 8 reviews planned for just January alone, and February a bit too.
I have to review like 10 games.
Oh my gosh, dude! This is what This is why you don't spam review codes, because they actually work. When you have 4K subs, they actually give you the games.
Exactly.
All right, guys, that was fun. Peace out. I wish you all a good night, and tomorrow I should be uploading a new video. So peace out. All right, guys, that's it. Thank you guys for coming on, and I hope you enjoy.